What's up, John? How you doing?
You're right.
Set up.
I guess on this, I'm just saying I'm gonna send something to your house.
Oh, there you go. You're the closest.
I didn't do anything.
It's time.
You didn't do anything else.
You.
Alright, well, thanks everyone for coming, and hopefully some more people will sneak in here, get crowded in here. We're here today to recognize Mr. Bear here, to spend some time with him, and April, who's here to join us, to say, in part, thanks for your time here, and we wish you well in those kind of things that can be said in this setting, but not how we really mean. People work with someone for a long time. You want to spend a lot of good time with them at the end, and so we have some time here, and we have some time in happy hour. We just want to say thanks everyone for coming. Danger's gonna have cake in a little bit. We have a very detailed agenda here.
Cake cutting responsibility.
And so, wait, who's the cake cutter? Okay.
This is our 8th or 9th or 10th job that we have. Yes.
So, without further ado, turn over to Mr. Phoenix.
All right. Awesome. Was that? Well, I don't quite know where to start, but maybe it's 1986, back when Mr. Bears joined a company, right? But fast forward a little bit to a time when Jonathan first sought to come to airport automation at the time. We've changed names since then. And I think that was back when, and I've seen some pictures, back when both you and I had more hair and less gray hair, right? Yep. And I think I remember seeing some other facial hair, but we'll get to that later. Which is actually great. JB, I don't know what to say. I mean, you and I have intertwined, it seems like, for decades now. And worked with you here, obviously in the Airport Technology Group, and the Airport Automation Group. You struck out on a branch to go work in Chicago, which is a tough nut, and did a great job in Chicago, and came back to us in the Airport Technology Group to continue work that you do so well. And some of the things that some of you folks probably don't know about Jonathan that I do as having worked with him for so long is his passion around product is quite frankly second to none. So one of the things that I will never forget, and I use, I think, there are other people in here, Anita and others that can say, oh yeah, you've made this comment to me before, is that I will recount to other people that are on my team that I work with and I've worked for, and is around my expectations and the expectations that each person should have about the product line or lines that they support. And it goes back to, I know you know where I'm going here. It goes back to a situation when Jonathan was first running digital signage, way back when we actually had big tube TVs, 42-inch, 5,000-pound TVs that we're actually trying to mount in all sorts of places. And we had almost total control of all of the bids as well, where now some of the airports run the bids for us, which is kind of okay with us. But Jonathan would always talk about changing things and updating things, and I'm here to tell you, what you see today in digital signage and what you see at the airports today is a direct reflection of his leadership in that world, right? He took a product that really I think everybody thought was, okay, this doesn't have any meaning, has no bearing. I think for the most part, when you took over it, a lot of cities already still had Visiontron. Remember Visiontron? You remember Visiontrons, right? Visiontrons with the old signs with the letters that you slide in, right? That was the non-automated version of digital signage. So Jonathan took it out of that archaic state and took it to a level that we see today, which is a clear and delineated advantage for our company. I look around at all of especially the gate information displays, and I don't see another carrier with the type of information, the quality of information, and just the aesthetic appeal, which I know is very important to you, that we have. And that is truly a testament to your ownership and to your leadership. And that emanates from a statement that Jonathan said to me one time, which was, we were in an office talking, and I said, you really did a good job at this, and I keep going. And he said, I was out at the airport the other day, and I was walking around with my family and my friends, and we were walking down one of the corridors of the airport, and we walked past a bank of screens, and he stopped his family members and said, you know what? Sometimes you always ask what I do. What do I do for a living? That's what I do. Right? He points to those screens and says, that's what I do. And there's thousands of them deployed across the system, and I oversee all of them. Right? If there was ever, and I don't recall sort of what I said. I think I was just paused for a good 2 minutes and said, that is so much exactly what I wish everyone and want everyone to think and feel. It impacted me to the point where I say it to a lot of people, and have said it to a lot of people when they ask me about expectations and what kind of expectations do you have for a product, or to be a project manager or a business analyst or a manager. Well, I think that statement sums it up. One is, I want you to be extremely proud of the product that you have, right? Things don't always work perfectly, I get that, right? But be proud to tell your family, to tell your friends, to point to something, because we have that benefit. A lot of folks in the airline don't have that benefit, to have some tangible ability to say, that's what I do. And that has stuck with me forever. And that is Johnathon Bear in a nutshell. So, and truly is with mixed emotions that, unfortunately, I'm not going to see Jonathan's smiling face, fairly shiny shirts. Yes, I'm going to walk over here as I keep talking. Right? And just positive and fun demeanor. Sitting next to my office for the time that you've been here has really been great. You're always the first person to say hello in the morning, and I love that. I'm gonna miss the Bear boss. I'm gonna miss that. But let's make sure that this is not the end of our opportunity with Jonathan. He and his family will still have past benefits. So maybe he'll show up for our holiday celebration, or maybe he'll show up at a deployment, right? Carol or anybody else, right? So be careful, right? Make sure you're on your P's and Q's. But Jonathan, we as a whole team wish you the best of luck. This is a great new opportunity and a new chapter for you. I'm so much jealous that you're going to live in Florida. I used to live in Florida for a short period of time. I actually really liked it. I thought it was great. And we wish you and your family, April, Brandon, Randy, the best of luck in your new endeavors. And you've got a group of folks here, only partial supporters that we could fit in this teeny tiny room, that are here to wish you well. I think Rob talked about it. So we've got cake, we've got other things. We have from your direct colleagues, myself, and the other folks that work most closely with you today as the Airport Technology Leadership Team. We know you're a technology tinkerer. You love gadgets. You love different things like that. And you're going to be moving to a new location, new home, and you got an outfit that was some really cool stuff. And you got to buy another bigger drone and some other things like that. So this is a Best Buy gift card from your buddies. Thank you. Okay, you're right there. Appropriate on my
So it's with great pleasure that I'd like to recognize Bear's wife, April Bear.
monitor down. We're like, oh, wait, that needs to be fixed. So we are all monitor watchers.
Thank you, April. And Jill and Tina, we're now going to cut cake. Remembrances, toast, anything like that? We have a few minutes. If you'd like to share your thoughts with Jonathan.
And we close the doors.
Any takers? Well, then what I'll do is I'll share mine. Why the digital signage team will miss Johnathon Bear. For those of us who have seen the movie Sully, I ask that you remember the last two NTSB hearing scenes where his wisdom as a 30-year plus pilot and safety expert allows him to ask very pertinent questions that changes forever the results of the hearings. Jonathan, so often I have witnessed similar parallels between Sully and the knowledge, wisdom, and guidance you have brought to our team. You have a wonderful knack of asking us the challenging and probing questions that allows us to view situations, problems, and work challenges with a whole new perspective. This has allowed each of us to gain the additional wisdom and travel knowledge to be even more effective in our daily work. We have seen situations where you could have easily made a corporate financial decision to spend funds for a project requested by another department, but you stuck by your philosophy of making wise and prudent decisions with your corporate hat on. We have witnessed over and over again your willingness to test concepts and ideas, your creativeness to guide us towards solving business unit requests and challenges has continually benefited America. For the digital signage team, you have been especially supportive and loyal to us through thick and thin. In today's world, this can be rare for a manager. Finally, and for me personally, I know we will receive future questions from others outside airport technology that will initially cause us to scratch our heads for an answer. Had you been here, like Sully, your 30 plus years of wisdom and travel knowledge, our ability to answer the unusual questions would have been seconds in the making. We wish you and April all the very best with your new company in Orlando. Thank you.
Thank you, Jeff.
Would anybody else like to say anything? Well, then we'll move to the surprise. Okay, yes. Angie, you're up. You're up.
I can't really follow up behind that. So Jonathan and April, this is from your digital signage, Cognos, and Airportal team. Just a little gift. We don't know where you're going to land exactly or what you may need, so we thought a gift card to use as you see fit, and hopefully whatever you get, you'll think of all of us when you look at that item. So we wish you the best.
Thank you.
Here, here.
You ready for your special presentation? Okay, so right before Chuck does that, I do want to say a big thanks to Chuck, to Jonathan's team who had a lot to do with setting up today's event, to our famous cake cutters, for April for coming in to share this opportunity with us, for Chuck's wife Patsy in the back to come in as well. Thank you so much. So really, thank you for coordinating this. As Jonathan knows, knowing me for as long as not my forte, I'm not a great social director, so I'm glad there are people on the team that are wonderful at that. So thank you very much for doing that. Okay.
Jonathan, April, you want to move around a little bit so you can see the screen, please?
There's a nice empty spot.
Can you see?
Oh,
Sure.
They can't even leave.